this week's video, I'm going to attempt my very first 7-day water fast. Just to clarify, this means no food, just water for the next 7 days, totaling 168 hours. During the week, I'm going to track weight loss, total water consumption, steps, sleep quality, and anything else that I think is worth mentioning. I'll also be going through the positives and negatives of fasting through research that I've done online, along with my personal reasons for doing the fast in the first place. I already know this is going to be probably the toughest challenge to date. First things first, the last bit of food before starting the fast. The question is, what will that be? Cheers. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will be the last bite. Let us begin. Alright guys, I am 24 hours into my 7-day fast and I'm feeling okay. Definitely drinking more than I normally would to stave off those hunger feelings. I don't feel that dizzy. My voice is a little bit slower than normal. Managed to get at least 8.5 hours sleep. Now I'm going to show you a quick clip of me tracking my weight before I started drinking water this morning. 96.2 kilos. Only 20 kilos more than I weighed about 10 years ago. Right, now my reasons for doing this fast in the first place. I need a reset, a big one. Over the last year, yeah, I've had my ups and downs, but my eating habits have been atrocious. So I'm hoping the 7-day fast will help reset or recalibrate my taste buds so that I'm not as compelled to dive headfirst into those packs of cookies. Number 2, I'd say, are the health benefits of fasting, but I'll go into more detail about the health benefits tomorrow. Thirdly, weight loss. I wouldn't say it's the primary goal, but if I lose a few pounds in the process, that wouldn't be an unwelcome change. And lastly, I just love the challenge of it. Is it actually possible to get through this week without consuming a single calorie? I've always been drawn to things that test my limits, both mentally and physically, and I think this is right up there. My next update will be in 24 hours, at which point I'll be 48 hours into my 7-day fast. I'll see you then. Hi guys, 48 hours complete. Still a long way to go, and it could not feel further than the finish line right now. So now let's go through the benefits of fasting. Before I do, I must state that I'm not a doctor, although Dr. DeVoe does have a certain ring to it. This is all research that I've found out of personal interest. Harvard.edu recently posted a fantastic article on fasting. In a nutshell, through various animal and human studies, they've managed to show pretty good signs of the benefits from fasting, both intermittent and long-term. And I quote, "Simple fasting improves metabolism, lowering blood sugar, lessens inflammation, which improves a range of health issues from arthritic pain to asthma, and even helps clear out toxins and damaged cells, which lowers risk of cancer and enhances brain function," end quote. Obviously, more studies need to be done to clarify the parameters of fasting, but signs are starting to show that not only reducing the amount of food that you eat within a day, but also reducing the window of time in which you eat. So instead of going for 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., you'd go for 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The article goes on to say, and I quote, "They compared a form of intermittent fasting called early time-restricted feeding, where all meals were fit into an early 8-hour period of the day, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m, or spread out over 12 hours between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Both groups maintained their weight, did not gain or lose, but after 5 weeks, the 8 hours group had dramatically lower insulin levels and significantly improved insulin sensitivity, as well as significantly lowering blood pressure. The best part, the 8 hours group also had significantly decreased appetite." End quote. So what about the benefits of longer fasts, say up to 7 days? For me, it's just taking the benefits from intermittent fasts and expanding on that, giving my body even more time to recoup, re-energize, and detox. I guess an analogy for intermittent fasting would be giving your car a quick rinse, whereas a 7-day fast is more like going through a full MOT, or at least a long car wash. Although I will caveat all of this by saying it is all still speculative. We still need to do hundreds, if not thousands, of studies in order to get a final result. Saying that, I'm very excited for the future of fasting. Looking forward to a moment where it becomes mainstream and people that don't normally have access to certain medications or procedures can self-medicate without taking pills, without going to the doctors. I think that would be a great future for us to look forward to. But yes, I do realise that in certain circumstances, you have to go to the doctor, you have to take certain pills and medication. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. Fingers crossed that within the next few months or years, we will get some definitive answers on fasting. For now, all I'm thinking about are those donuts and the first meal that I'm going to consume when I finish the fast. In the meantime, it's back to me distracting myself as much as possible from all those delicious foods out there. I'll see you in another 24 hours when we'll hit 72 hours total. See you then. Day 3, and this morning I woke up with a nosebleed. I'd normally put it down to having low blood pressure. I do occasionally get a nosebleed, but it's not been for a while, and that's the perfect segue into today's topic: the negatives of fasting. Number 1, temperature. As you can see, I am kitted out in all my thermals. I just have felt the cold a lot more over the last few days, and particularly today, so I'm guessing that's going to continue until Sunday. And it's probably down to my body trying to reserve as much energy as possible, knowing that it's not getting any more energy coming in. Number 2 is dehydration. Although I'm getting plenty of water filled up in my mug, I am missing out on all the fluids in the food that I'd normally eat, like fruits and vegetables. Number 3, sleep. So far, I've had 2 nights of 9 hours and 1 night of 5 hours of sleep, which for me is pretty good, but fasting can cause stress, which of course leads to lack of sleep or lack of being able to get to sleep. Number 4, fasting isn't available for everyone. Those that are underweight, under the age of 18, pregnant, have just come out of surgery, or have type 1 diabetes should not be fasting. Number 5, dizziness. Already by day 3, I become quite dizzy if I get up too quickly or if I do anything strenuous. Number 6, cravings. Although I'm not actually that hungry anymore, I cannot tell you how many times I've thought about food over the last 3 days. The one thing that's helped in a strange way is actually going downstairs and smelling whatever's in the cupboards, whether it is biscuits or a cereal or crisps, or maybe by this point I'm just going a little bit crazy. Apart from that, I'd just say it's pretty darn difficult to get through, but providing you've been to the doctor before you start to make sure you're all okay, and also that you have your partner, family, friends, someone around you during that week, just in case you do pass out. Lastly, pick a week in which you don't have much booked in the calendar. You see plenty of people online doing a 7-day or 14-day fast whilst working full-time. That to me is just insane. Right, that's it from me today. To be honest, I'm probably just gonna go back to bed. I feel pretty tired right now. I'll see you at 96 hours. Afternoon, guys.
I know, I roll. I know, I roll. No drip, this a river, I roll. No drip, I roll. No drip, this a river, I roll. I know, I roll. No drip, this a river.
I'm running super low on energy right now, so I'm going to keep it short today. I'll hopefully have a little bit more energy tomorrow. Total of 2 litres of water yesterday and only 5 hours of sleep last night. Time's moving slower than ever before, and now every time I get up from seated position or lying down, I'm nearly stumbling into the wall. I have to move pretty slow. The best way to put it is lightheaded. It's almost as if I've had 5 or 6 beers. It's now 4 p.m. and I've just woken up from a 3-hour nap. I've got 1 hour until I hit 100 hours total. I'll see you tomorrow.
I roll, no drip, this a river, I roll. I know.
Day 6, 120 hours into the fast, and I have not been feeling too good today. Lightheaded, dizziness, not good at all. 5 hours sleep last night, if that. I'm also finding it just tricky to breathe or get the right amount of oxygen in. Sorry guys, I've got to cut this one short today. I'll see you at 144 hours.
Rise and shine.
It's bobsleigh time. Rather than the dizziness that I felt yesterday, today's just been like a sickness. It feels really uncomfortable and it's almost taken over the pain up here, so at least there's that. "166 hours into the fast, 7 days, smashed out of the park. It's now time for the first taste, and I've gone for a watermelon. So let's crack into it. I'm actually more concerned about my stomach right now rather than anything else. My head feels okay, but my stomach's been a little bit strange to say the least over the last 2 days. But before delaying it any further, let's just dive straight in. The first bite in 7 days. That is insane. What I've got to make sure is that I'm not eating this too quickly. I could honestly just eat watermelon for the rest of the week. This tastes so good. Right, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Just enjoy this moment, let the food digest, and then I'll see you in the next clip when I give you the full rundown of my weight loss, steps, calories burnt, water intake, and sleep quality over the last 7 days.